Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations.
Yar.
We have a special pirate edition today where we're doing a battle report for the old GW game Man of War from the mid-90s. It's similar in vein to the one we did last year for Epic, but you know, we intend this to be as faithful as possible to a White Dwarf recreation. So yeah, if you watched the one last year, you'll know what to expect. So buckle down and let's go. Army list. So for my army list, I have 3 Griffin Riders, 3 Wolf Ships, 3 Iron Fists, 3 War Galleys, 3 Hellhammers, and 1 Great Ship. So one mix of everything in the list. It actually all kind of works quite well together. There's a lot of ramming power in there, which is okay, but you know, I find it a little situational, especially with their speed and you know, having to use the oars to do it. There's a lot of gunfire in there, and my special cards, I bought 3 of them. I got War Banner, Swivel Gun, and Rogue Captain. Rogue Captain being one of my guys is on his own, so I'm not cheating when you see one guy's out of coherency the whole game.
He couldn't go off on his own, can he?
The Swivel Gun being on the big ship, he's basically got 1 extra dice from one side a turn, which is really strong. That's the best card I've ever seen as an upgrade. And the other thing is a War Banner, which has a chance that I automatically lose, I automatically win, or I do. So I'm okay at fighting.
And yeah, the boarding actions, yeah.
The boarding actions. So overall, I think it's pretty good. But you know, it's sort of trying to tempt me into I should be fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Which I quite like.
Yeah, you're more about the guns, really, aren't the big guns?
Oh, I've got 1 level 1 wizard as well, the rubbishy wizard.
Yeah.
Bottom of the rung.
Good news for me, because I'm taking dwarves. We're led by a dreadnought. With the Admiral on, obviously. That's got a Gatling cannon, little anti-flyer gun. Man of War cards have both gone on there. I've got 2 cards. I just drew the Streamlined Hull, which is 2 extra inches of movement, and the other one's Reinforced Bulkheads, which is +1 armour to the low locations, which is all right. You know,
that's pretty. Well, that's where I always aim for.
Might save a bit of trouble later on.
Yeah.
So that's the Dreadnought. Then we've got 2 single ironclads, just as they come. We've got 2 squadrons of 3 monitors. I used to have more Nautiluses, and less monitors. I only had 1 squadron, but I put another squadron in because they're just cheap and a bit throwaway, and they've got a 361 dice gun, so you know they're all good.
Yeah,
you don't have to think about manoeuvring. Me and Si have often said, and I think you're right, that the dwarf list ignores half the rules of Man of War. Number 1,
there's no wind.
It ignores the wind because they're steam powered. What else?
And there's no actual arcs.
The manoeuvring, yeah, there's no arcs, they just shoot 360, a lot of them.
No magic.
No magic, no. Roll a 6 to dispel a spell, that's it.
Yeah.
Easy. So we've got 2 squadrons of 3 monitors, then we've got a squadron of 3 gyrocopters. They were previously war balloons, but war balloons have seemed at the same price and way more rubbish. So the gyrocopters have come in.
I think so, yeah.
And we've just got the 1 Nautilus now, who's, you know, one day might do something useful.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. And that's it really. They just steam along. They can't be boarded till you breach their armour, and you know, just pew pew really. Right, my secret plan. Okay, well, one part of the plan was to deploy up Winderside, but he never falls for that one. So we're both up at the south end of the table. The wind is blowing north, so the wind's not going to be against him unless I get really lucky. A lot of my ships, being the dwarf fleet, have more guns out the side, so broadsides are better for some of the bigger dwarf ships. So the idea is I will throw some chaff in his face, hopefully to delay or distract him, while I set up the big ships side on, and just to wait for him to come towards me, which he won't do with everything because he's got some very long range guns in there. The Hellhammers got quite a long range, and catapults I think as well. Those 2 squadrons are 12 inch, so I'm a bit worried about them. So maybe Nautilus. I'm determined to make the Nautilus actually achieve something in a game, which I've not managed to do so far. But if we can get him under the radar or under the water even, and torpedo something useful, that'd be good. Other than that, weather the storm, rely on armour. Quite worried about his great ship because he's got an extra dice out the sides of the great ship with the Man of War card. so that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, so little ships in to cause some damage, and then the big ships setting up to finish him off when we engage. That's about it.
So my tactics at 1,000 points. We've done this fight a few times before, and I have always come out tops. Mainly because I know that Pete's very reluctant to come at me very quickly, and I just hit him from range or a little bit, and then by the time he actually gets brave, I usually just mop up. So I'm hoping to do that again as usual. He has taken more monitors. He usually takes lots of these submarines, and he's realised that they don't really do enough. So I think that he's hoping to get enough little shots in, but I think my upgrades cards, which I got a good one, swivel guns. I get the extra shots out the side, or an extra shot, is going to play a big difference. So I think he should be worried. Turn 1, nothing happened.
Well, we move forward a bit. That's it.
He'll move forwards. Yeah.
Full steam ahead for the dwarfs. That was it, really.
Yeah. You can see in the little map like what's happening here. That's it. There's nothing else to really say here. Hopefully, turn 2 is more exciting. Turn 2 was pretty eventful. It was good. It was, stuff happened.
Yes. We've got some damage appearing now, mostly on my side, sadly. Oh no, I wouldn't say that actually. No.
I think we had quite an even little back and forth. So we're going to start off with the wolf ship here. This is the guy who's a rogue. He, Pete had his the monitors. They came in. They tried to wound him a little bit. I think. Oh, they got his paddle a bit, but he retaliated really strong.
Smashed up one of them quite badly.
Smashed one of them. Yeah. So this guy here. This guy here is actually pretty wounded.
2 damages, yeah.
Moving across, my big great ship managed to shoot that one a little bit, but not very well.
No. He's immobilised though, the little guy.
And then Pete got this guy to come in. He actually took a shot and he managed to kill some of my cannons. These guys kind of didn't do anything.
What did they do? No, they just failed, didn't they?
They kind of failed.
Yeah.
My wolf ships just did it. There's a very kind of like a limited amount of damage that we really did this turn.
Yeah, my saves were holding quite well for most of the turn, weren't they?
One of the gyrocopters. There's another one here that ran into the wolf ship, and the wolf ship took it down quite easy with small arms fire. These two, on the other hand, actually did really good, and
yeah, they just went flying in, and those 2 ships, although they got deadly guns, they've only got 1 crew, so the Gatlings, well, we played it wrong. I shot the crew off, and then you realised you don't do that, you just make another shooting attack. So they managed to pepper him with a bit of damage, and one of the Iron Fists lost its big mortar, and the other guys lost...
No, the Hellhammer lost the mortar, the gun. Hellhammer lost the gun, and the Iron Fist lost movement.
I'll take that,
but,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty good for him. Over here, so all my Hellhammers did absolutely nothing. They all shot long range and they all bounced off. My Griffins, they flew over here and hit around, so they've done nothing. What do we have? We got all the war galleys. They've actually come here and they're
doing all right.
They're doing all right. They're taking some shots, whatever. The submarine, the Nautilus.
Yeah, as usual, he manoeuvred perfectly. And then rolled, I think, 1 of 2 results that meant the torpedo flew off the wrong way. I think I got a 6 in that position.
Did, yeah, 6, yeah.
And it didn't go far enough to hit anything else by accident, so nice one, Nautilus, as usual.
That other ironclad?
He's got smashed up quite a bit by something, I presume the war galleys, I don't know.
Probably.
No, I think it was the catapults from the Iron Fist.
And I should point out, from the very start of the game, I cast a turn, and no firing this turn. So
this guy backed off.
He backed off.
Didn't want to just sit there and get shot.
So as it stands,
battle's joined. We don't know which way it's going to go now.
No, and the wind hasn't moved, so we're all just very in the midst of it.
It's going to be carnage, I think, the next turn, isn't it?
All right, let's go into turn 3. Well, turn 3, I have to say, all the action happened here.
Yeah.
Much like most GW games, which usually had a 6-turn limit, this game decidedly swung my way.
Okay, over here we had 3 monitors basically squaring up against this wolf ship. Sai moved this guy early on and rammed one of them to death and shot the other one. In response, this guy slid past the dangerous front guns, and I think he did a damage or something on that guy.
Nothing
major.
Though, yeah.
No.
Move across.
Okay, over here.
We're missing lots of flyers.
Flyers, yeah. So my gyrocopters have gone in and sort of sabotaged these fellas. Sai tried to counter, sending in his griffins, 3 griffins, but the Gatling guns of the gyrocopters gunned them down as they came in. One of them made it through, raced elven-like across the wing of his griffin, and then got punched in the face and fell to his screaming death. Awesome.
He did, yeah.
So that was a flyer off, and I won that one. But then I think the gyros then went in and tried to do the same thing again to a couple of other ships, and they got bottled, smashed up.
That guy was aware of the tactics, and he went, "Oh, we just shoot them off." And then that one won close combat.
He did, yeah. So all flyers are down now, but they extolled themselves with honour. Elsewhere, where are we? So these monitors here, so just move over there. They took an activation before the wolf ships, I think, to try and get past the terrifying front. He couldn't, although I cheated, didn't I? I moved him, but he's immobilised, so he's stuck there right in the front of that.
But he need a no movement to counter.
Yeah.
You'll see that next round, unless he's dead.
Yeah, he will be. He'll be dead quickly. Yeah. These guys slid past and did not very much. The Nautilus, I saved him for the very end of the turn because he's got to surface and spend his whole activation on the surface. So he was the last guy in the turn to activate.
Oh, we should point out that wolf ship there single-handedly took out the ironclad.
He did, yeah. He just blasted it to pieces. It was a double crit or something, wasn't it?
It was amazing. And then you rolled a 6 and went, "Is that bad?"
I know. High numbers on the crit table are bad news. It means you're sunk, basically.
And then Pete's got. Oh, let's talk about this ship.
Now this was awesome. So this mighty galleon, or whatever you call it, the great ship, smacking into the side of its ironclad, unloaded all its weapons, failed to damage it at all. And the broken dwarf rule is that if there's no damage on the dwarf ship, it's airtight and you can't board it. So all size crew are raging against the locked doors. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and then he retaliated against me and just kind of killed some guns.
You've been stitched across the bows with shots, haven't you?
And then Pete had his boss excited, looking at the battle. He got excitedly ran in and actually failed to do anything.
No, he didn't do much to do with this.
He did nothing.
No. And then he failed to do anything against him as well.
Yeah, so that.
But he's on his way. He's on his way.
That was turn 3, so it looks like this could be the last turn.
Might be.
Turn 4 has seen me gain a large advantage here.
I'm getting smashed up now.
So yeah, we're coming into turn 5. Is that right?
Yeah. Turn 5.
So we're going to go into turn 5, and it looks like the dramatic finale is going to be.
I mean,
can I wipe out everything of Pete's, and can Pete?
There's no chance
kill my
of that.
big
There's no chance of that. But I mean, there's 16 damage on your ships, but not one of them sunk. So I just can't sink a ship. But at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of mine are sunk.
I think that we're going to see some more damage. Let's have a look.
Okay, here there was a low monitor that was bravely backing away. I don't think he did much, maybe a bit of damage on something, but Sai brought in a war galley in the end and failed to damage it in shooting, I think, but he had a damage from a previous turn, so Sai boarded him. There was a bit of a tussle, and my crew were wiped out, unfortunately, so Sai's guys went on board and scuttled it, so he's now sunk. There was
another one there as well. There was 2 of them there originally, and
a Hellhammer blasted him. Yeah,
Hellhammer.
Yeah.
This guy here.
Yeah.
He managed to shoot him to death.
Yeah. There was a lovely Nautilus here, but Sai, before he could submerge and do anything, as usual, Sai's wolf ship span around and blasted him into oblivion.
Oh yeah, but I'll just point out, I thought Spectre was going to go off, like one of my magic spells.
Oh, it was awesome.
On the 5, and it's going to
kills a crew, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I was like, that's awesome. We'll just kill him, and then he rolled a 6.
Got a 6. Yeah. Dwarfs don't do magic. Always remember.
Quoting Pete, yeah.
And then really the remains of the battle are over here. This monitor, which was over there pointing the wrong way, turned around and had a bit of a pip later on in the round. This guy parked up by the side and unloaded everything into the great ship, but failed to do much, if anything. This guy who's immobilised just carried on blazing away, but failed to do much. I mean, that great ship is covered in damage counters. Sai brings in his wolf ship, unloaded what guns it's got left. Didn't do a massive amount to this guy.
I failed it as well.
And then chickened out of boarding it because I forget why you didn't do
Because
that.
you would have been one up.
I would have had my grape shot going at you.
There was a good moment where my big ship went to board you.
Yes.
Go on.
I forgot what happened.
I got the banner, the war banner.
Oh, the magic war banner, yeah, which gives him maybe an auto win or maybe an auto loss. Have a guess what side rolled. That was awesome.
I mean, it's only one is the only bad result for me, but yeah, GW being a dice game.
One's a bad.
That's what happened. Yeah, so that's where we are.
Yeah, it's looking grim for me.
Turn 5 faltered. We kind of need to. We need another turn.
Yeah, we did. You smashed some stuff. Let's have a look.
There's a few wounds and stuff. All right.
Okay, so the final battle is this raging around here. Sai brought in the whole rest of his fleet and managed to take off this guy's gun, I think, and one of this guy's guns. So the number of guns here is reducing. These guys, the dwarfs, are not managing to repair anything. So it's all about, can I get a bit of honour back and sink this great ship before Sai wipes me out completely? That's looking increasingly unlikely.
And there we have it. Man of War over.
Yeah, turn 6. 6 turns done.
6 turns. I didn't actually get your dreadnought in the end.
No, my admiral lives.
There.
But the warship finally went down.
Yeah,
great ship. Sorry, yeah.
He got my wizard champion.
Wizard and boss, yeah.
Actually, no, they're actually still floating in the water.
Oh, they are, yeah, but you know.
Yeah, you got the.
I can't remember.
You got the joy of actually shooting down my great ship.
Yeah.
So you get the points for that.
I'm going to say that was the mission. Take out that great ship. You know, that was the strategy of the Dwarf Nation. Cost them many lives to do it. But yeah, in terms of points, I think you absolutely smashed me. I think Sai got roughly 3 times as many battle honours as I did. There's tons of damage on. Well, the great ship soaked up so much damage before finally dying. His comedy ships, as I call them, the Iron Fist and the Hellhammers, they're pretty much okay, aren't they still?
Oh, everything's untouched.
Flyers did what flyers do, they kind of killed each other in the end, or
they
just
went in
died.
and just died straight away.
Yeah.
You actually, I felt like in this game, you actually were really trying to take down my wolf ships, and ultimately failed.
Yeah.
Very much failed.
There's one of them pretty bashed up, but it's still sailing.
You got to a stage where you were obsessed with trying to shoot the wolf ships, but you know what? You did the right thing. Trying to, you know, like all my wolf ships, no broadsides, losing.
How many
weapons.
guns have they got out the front? 3.
3 out the at the front, but
they need to die.
But you pretty much had everything shooting on 2. One of them was perfect, but the other 2 were actually knackered.
Yeah.
Oh, the war banner again failed me.
Yeah, 2 fails. He rolled a 1 twice for the war banner.
So yeah,
so that was a cursed war banner.
I don't know. You obviously gave me that war banner.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
You sold it to me. That was kind of funny.
What was the other thing? Yeah, the extra gun. That was awesome throughout.
The swivel gun was amazing.
You got nullified early on because I took out your broadside batteries, didn't I? So the swivel gun kind of mitigated that for you, didn't it? Yeah. But yeah, a sound trouncing for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but Man of War, we thought we'd just talk about that a bit.
Yeah, we've played it a few times now, haven't we?
Obviously, this is an old game from the early 90s, about 94, 95?
Yeah, 94-ish, yeah.
It's a good game, and like we were actually comparing this to Armada quite a lot.
Which is totally unfair because it's 20 years distant, but...
yeah, it's been bettered, but at the same time, things that you could... things that are bad about this game, the rule book is awful.
There's 3 rule books. There's 3 rule books. They never did what they did with some of their other games, which is combine them all into a compendium or anything. So you've got the Dwarf fleet and the Empire fleet. Most of the fleets have new ships that came out later. They're in the Sea of Blood expansion rulebook. So if you want to see but they didn't repeat the basic ships. So you've immediately got to use 2 books, haven't you, to remember, or you end up photocopying them and stapling together into one guide.
I'm not a fan of the size of these big cards.
Yeah, if you think of an X-Wing card or an Armada card, they're tarot size at biggest, and they've got all the information you could ever want. These things, great swathes of blank blue space.
No information.
Needs to be shrunk down.
Now, taking consideration as well, we're not playing a full-sized 6x4 foot here. We've got a smaller 4x3, which actually works as well.
Well, we're only using 3x3 most of the time, aren't we?
Yeah, or a 2x3. Yeah. So it just feels like the expectations for the limitations for your table are really.
You need an extra table for all this stuff.
Which is kind of not really thought about at the time, I guess.
It may have been quite pioneering at the time. They were just kind of making up bits of it as they went along. And the later games have definitely learned. I think there's some of the DNA of Man of War is an X-wing and definitely an Armada, but they fix the problems as you develop these things, don't you?
Yeah. Obviously all these modern games come out with their these new rulers, and they're a lot more precise than this game.
Yeah.
This is still measuring your tapes. I have a bit of a gripe that this game doesn't use any bases, because there's a lot of I'm measuring my gun to this guy, and you have to play a good opponent and there's a lot of give. You have to kind of accept that. Okay, fine.
The silhouettes of the ships are sort of very irregular. Where do you put the ruler there? Is it? Yeah. Where's the back of it? Where's the end of it? In X-wing, everything's on a square, isn't it? So.
It's either measuring from these as well. There's a lot of these little points. My great ship has a big point out in front. Is that the point that you measure to and from? So you feel like what embellishes a unit and what is part of the model. But they did a really good job with I think the terrain for it is great. The mat is separate. We've got that ourselves.
It's probably a game from the height of where Games Workshop just wanted to include as many counters, tokens, charts, and bits and bobs made out of card as they could. And that's something that's carried forward into modern games as well, isn't it?
Definitely. I think as a standalone game, they did a superb job with just putting this all together.
Nobody can forget that around that same time was the time of the Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition Magic supplement, which was a big box just full of card bits and bobs, and this stuff's from the same time, and they're using the same printer by the look of it.
The thing I liked that they did in this game a lot is, as much as I moan about the cards, they did a great job with how the damage is assigned and where you shoot, the locations. It's really well done. The way the crew boarding, the actual fluff of the game.
That's what it's got. And that's the big advantage.
I actually like the way the damage works in this game more than Armada or X-wing. Which
it's more abstract.
It's got a critical chart, so
Captain gets washed overboard, all that stuff. He's telling stories all the while.
I like the way the magic works in this game.
So do I. Yeah, it's rubbish.
You don't know well it does.
I think I dispelled 2 spells and you failed to cast the rest of them, didn't you? 1 spell all game? No movement?
Yeah. These Man of War cards are great though. I like these. The random upgrades I think actually add to the game.
Yeah, they do, that was an endless comedy, this game, with your war banner.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's I know they've already remade this game in Dreadfleet.
But we've not played it, so we don't really know if that is the direct correlation.
No, exactly. But I know that Dreadfleet's got a reputation, so. But this game, as it stands, it's a really good game. I wish I'd actually played it at the time, and because I've enjoyed every game we've played.
It does sicken me, if I buy a squadron of 3 ships and the box comes in from eBay and it was sealed in cellophane, I've paid about £30 for it, and there's a little sticker from back in those days that says something like £7.50, So they are getting hard to find and to get hold of. You have to hold out for bargains and stuff. But yeah, it's still, overall it's a great game, isn't it? It's just, there's a few little fiddly bits. The rules are scattered everywhere throughout 3 books.
The rules, the rules are easy to read, but when you actually come to play the game, then you actually start realising, oh hang on, there's a rule that does this. And then when you look through it, nothing's in a kind of logical place.
No, it's all over the place.
So
it's fine for a hobby game, isn't it? Where you can just take a few hours and just go, just be a bit relaxed and easy about it. You would never attempt to do a competitive tournament setting for this, would you?
No, definitely not.
It'd be insane.
Oh no, that'll.
It's a proper, a garage game, as they say.
In America.
Yeah.
Garage over here.
Yeah. Shed game over here. Yeah.
Shed. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys, and ahar,
yar, etc. See ya.